What is up, you guys? It's Lucian, the weirdo with the beardo. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for waiting for me. Just getting ready, doing my pregame and getting ready for this video. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. It's usually just video games. You know me and Dustin are both just gamers sometimes. So that tends to be what we use Twitch for and what we use most of our video platforms for. But as we transition from season 1 to season 2, it's really, really important to us to start doing more video aspects. And I saw a bunch of creators do this format, and I thought, you know what? I kind of want to give it my try and what I think is cool and what I think isn't cool. So today we're rating band logos, which I thought was a pretty fun idea. You always think of a band and you see their logo in your head and you think, man, that's really cool. Or maybe there's ones that are outdated. Today, we're going to make that determination. We have on the vertical axis, bad music to good music. So how good is their music versus how good is their logo and how well does it hold up? I think this is a good way to kind of judge a band in general based off this criteria. It's kind of fun. And we'll see where we end up. Maybe there'll be bands that it hasn't held up over time and I'm not into the logo anymore. And maybe it could be that way about their music, or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's a band I was never really into, but then got into later, but I'm not sure how I feel about the logo. This isn't the opinions of the podcast. This isn't a definitive statement from the podcast. This is how I feel personally about these bands and their logos and their music. So thanks for joining me, guys. Welcome to Twitch. Hit that follow button if you haven't yet. Clocketeer 808 is now following. Thank you. Love you. You are amazing. Let's get into our little knapsack of metal and hardcore and just everything in between. This is going to be fun, guys. I'm excited because some of these bands, I don't know how it's going to hold up. So we'll see. All right, first up, Slipknot. Okay. Where do we find them? How good is their music? I don't know. What do you guys think? When you think of Slipknot, when you think of the whole band as a whole, you're not a Slipknot fan? That's not where I'm putting them right now. That's just where they ended up. I don't know, man. I think Slipknot is good music overall. I think the logo's trash. So I'm going to put it way over here on the bad logo. Like, I just think it's a fucking something you carve into a notebook in 8th grade. It's very 90s tribal, and it just needs to evolve, and it never did, and I get why, but at the same time, it's just weird. Is the music good? Or this is the 50-50 mark here, so it's not bad music, but it's not, like, great. I'll put it right about here. I think that's fair. There, it's at least like, okay, it's decent music, you know what I mean, for the most part. But outside of that, yeah, the logo's kind of meh. I don't really think it's too impressive as far as logos go. All right, next band, Ghost. How do we feel about Ghost? I think Ghost is, by definition, technically sound music. I think it's catchy. I do get sick of it very easily. Good music, but meh logo. Yeah, I don't know. I think Ghost is one of those bands that's so unique that they're just gonna always be that flavor and they're never gonna change. There may be different theatrics involved, there may be different things involved, but they're always just gonna be what they are. I think the music is like technically sound, and I'll give them like, they've got 4 or 5 songs that I will literally be like, fuck yeah to, you know, like, I think that's a good indicator, but it's just like Slipknot. Like, now the logo, I like this logo better than Slipknot, so I'm going to put it maybe like, on the axis point of good to bad logo, like right here, and then about right there. It's a decent logo. It's stood the test of time. You still know who it is. You like the catalog of their songs. Yeah, this is just personally me. I like their music, but I would never turn it on and just listen to it. I have one or two vinyls by them that are like really, really rare ones that I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I like their music enough to do that, but it's not, again, it's not like a favorite of mine. It's almost middle of the road, but a little bit better. It's kind of in that same niche Slipknot category where it's like good enough, but like you always know it's going to be what it is. And when they try to do stuff that's different, it just kind of sucks and nobody likes it. Ghost is one of those, like, I feel like show choir kid bands. I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's very like, I don't know, it's one note, it's that note over and over and over and over. Okay. So let's just like set a standard here. Death Clock. Now, where do y'all think I'm going to put Death Clock? Yeah, Slipknot feels oddly enough. Great music, great logo. Fuck yeah. I think this is, for me, like so all the way here and all the way here. Just like this would be it. The logo has stood the test of time. It is still fucking metal. The music has gotten so much better in so many ways. Slipknot's one of those bands where it's like, they can't burst out of this bubble. And when they do, they have like one good song, maybe, and the whole album's trash, in my opinion. Like, their new stuff is terrible. Like, a couple good songs here and there, and I bought their new album, man. I bought the one that came out, the last one with Roadrunner, and it was all misprinted. It was just terrible quality. You had to, like, okay, so you have different speeds on a vinyl player, right, kids? And normally there's one speed and every vinyl plays to it, and they chose to play theirs at the other speed, but like it was too fast, but that's the only way you could get the song to play at a normal speed. But if you played the vinyl at the normal speed, the rotations per minute, it would like sound super slow. And I was like, this is so inconvenient. Like, paid like $50 for this vinyl. Like, fuck you, Slipknot. Like, it was just like the production and everything involved in that was terrible. Devil and I was the best song you listened to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But Death Clock to me is one of those bands that like ultimate. That's like the logo that's gonna stick to your head. You're always gonna assume that logo is gonna be there. Ghost has like that trying to go for it, but it's just not. It's not as good. So that's just my opinion. Let's reach into the bag of goodies for more. Okay, here's one. Dragon Force. The Dragon Force logo. I love it. I think they're not going to be as high as, I don't know, some other ones for me. But pretty goddamn good. Good logo, right? Can we all agree this? This is a great fucking logo. This logo to me is like branding on top. You're like always gonna remember that logo. You're gonna recognize it instantly, and I think that's what most bands are looking for. Is like, are you gonna recognize it instantly? And they have like the same thing going on with Death Clock, where like there's a little extra added in the dragons. I think it's cool. Good music, yeah. Better than Ghost. Better than. We're gonna put them like. Actually, you know what? I have to reconsider the good music. Like, listen, they're good. But lately, some of their stuff isn't hitting as it used to. So, like, there. Okay. Pretty damn good. Could be better, right? Could be better. We can all agree. The music, the Dragon Force is great, and they're always going to have their specific brand. And I think that's important. Like, stick to your brand and do what you do and do it better and better. And they have, don't get me wrong. But they're always going to be, again, one of those bands that's in a lane. And I feel like if they ever tried to do anything different, it's either going to be great or catastrophic, And I kind of wish they could do that, man. Like, just add some new element in, Like, I love what they're doing. They're like the European speed metal, power metal band that is so commercially big that they're the one that made it. You know what I mean? They're so good. But I wish they'd try something different every once in a while. There was one song, Burning Heart, on the new album that me and Dusty were listening to when we were doing that episode. And it's like, dude, there's like 17 solos in this fucking song. Like, it was nuts. And they had a bass solo, 2 guitar solos, 3 guitar duels, like some crazy shit, like just insane. But hey, what's up? Lord's in the building. How you doing, buddy? God, that sounds weird. 200 stab wounds. They're up next. I think this is a cool logo. It is in that vein of can't read at first, but then you like hear the name and you're like, yes, I can read it. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of have to work to read it the very first time. And I like that because then once you do that, you feel like, oh, I get this. You know, and it's really cool. I'm like, they're a gore metal band. I would categorize them that way. Really, really good, and they're blowing the fuck up. They did a whole album before they even played their first show, and I gotta respect bands that do that. They're like, we want to put out a whole product of who we are first before we play shows. Like, I get that, you know, like it's gonna cost some money, or it's gonna take you a lot of time, but like putting a year into an album would be, or 2 years even, like crazy. And I respect these guys for doing that before they even played a show. Like, they seem really cool and really down to earth. I like the logo and I love the music. Okay, so great logo, great music, gotta say, right there. 200 stab wounds. Shout out, you guys fucking rule. All right. Who's next? Who's on the chopping block? Bum, 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 bum. You already did Ghost. Here's one that I think might be a little controversial. Mayhem. Who knows about Mayhem? Put an M in chat if you know about Mayhem. Really? This guy just said shitty logo, great music. Dude, I'm kind of the other way around. I know. I'm sorry. I don't want any hate in chat, but listen, Mayhem's not bad. The first shit with Dead and all that stuff, first album, the big one, not the first one, but the bigger one that came out later, it was way better. The one that they ended up turning pink on accident was like decent, but like the one at the church on it, I forget what it's called, but it had like a couple tracks with everybody on it. It was really good. Okay, you're joking. I was like, damn, dude, that's really fucked up. Listen, it's not terrible music, but see, the more specific you get, the smaller you have to make these. So it's about right there. It's like not middle of the road, but it's like a little worse than that. And like, I don't know. It's not terrible, but it's just not like great, you know? There's a lot of other really, really good black metal bands out there. And I feel like Mayhem gets all this credit for like the shit that happened. But like sometimes like their newer shit's, I'm sorry, it's not that good. I'm not into it. I think it's really bland. And yeah, that's where I'm going to leave that because I don't want to get any hate mail from Norway. Ooh, here's a good one. Cradle of Filth. Got any Cradle of Filth heads in the chat? Really, really good band. You know, honestly, like only a couple of bangers out of the last 10 years from Cradle of Filth. They've been putting out music. You know what I'm saying? Now everyone's all freaking out because they are doing a song with Ed Sheeran apparently, but it's not as involved as I think people were led to believe initially. I saw some stuff later coming out. Not sure about the band logo. Yeah, I don't know. It's like very 90s, you know, it's like something you could see someone in the 90s getting tattooed across their shoulder blades. Like it's very, it is very black metal, but yeah, I don't know. To me, it could be so much better, dude. Like Cradle of Filth deserves a better logo than this. You know what I mean? I feel like they had a buddy do this when they were super small, and they just kept it out of in honor of the buddy. Maybe he like passed away, God rest his soul, or something. You know, and they're just like, we're gonna keep this. I would get it, but at the same time, like, I don't know, man. It just seems very very 90s. It could be updated. It could be better. It's 2024, man. So let's see. Where does Cradle of Filth belong? They're not bad music, but they're not like, I mean, they do have some really, really good hits. This is a hard one, dudes. I don't know. So it's a decent logo, but it's not great. It's not bad, but it's not like amazing. So it's probably going to be right about here. And the music is pretty damn good. It's better than Ghost. But is it better than Dragon Force? Kind of have to readjust these as you go. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. Slipknot is like hanging out in the bad logo section, but their music's not worse than Dragon Force, if not by much. It's just, you know, they're all stuck in these bubbles, and it's just interesting to see in front of you, like, where your tastes are lying or what you're defining is like really good music. So I'm glad we're doing this. It's gonna get pretty painful, you guys. It's gonna get pretty brutal. I'm gonna have to do this for bands, you know, even ones that I like. But let's do one that's super fucking easy, because I know where I feel on this, and it's just gonna be like a defining factor of the graph, so we can have a good measurement. 5-finger fucking death punch. Okay, this one's gonna either get me in trouble or get me not in trouble. Metallica. Love the logo, but I don't think it's okay. It's better than Mayhem's logo. Decent logo, so we're gonna go like here. Really good music. Here. That's where that's going.
I couldn't chat.
Hey, what's up? My wife, everyone. She's joining us for this video. This is also gonna be on YouTube.
I also have Metallica shows. So.
Hell yeah, you do. You should admit this.
For this.
All right. So Metallica, good music, decent logo. So there. I think it could be better. They could update it, but I get why they don't, because they're one of those like legacy bands that like they want to keep that image and like not fuck with that. Yeah, why change something that doesn't? And I get that. That's why they're kind of in that Cradle of Filth, Dragon Force era too, of logos, because like it's so defining who they are. But I feel like they could update it. You know what I mean? Like it would be cool if they updated it.
Did they feel their theme?
Who? I don't know. I don't know if they did.
Yeah, they did change that mother. No.
Nope.
No.
It has always been, except for right here. But this is not.
Farts.
It's just someone typing out Metallica and putting it on the internet. Okay, cool. All right. Boom.
Love it.
Gwar. How we feeling about Gwar? I feel like Gwar is pretty good music. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Whatever they want.
And their logo is like, it doesn't need to be technically sound. It has to fit their personality. And I feel like this does. Like as a little kid, you would probably imagine it's a ship they're flying around in or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it's very animated, very goofy, just like them. It perfectly portrays who they are. And there's like small variations of it online, I'm sure. Like let's look up.
They have like
there's been like I really like this.
I used to have a shirt like this.
This is super fucking cool. Like this would probably go higher up on the one than the one we have. But like, in the blood one.
In this shirt.
Gwar, Gainesville Recycling.
I should.
They're like, God damn those Guar motherfuckers. I'm trying to recycle in Gainesville. And I can't because everyone thinks I'm in your band.
Oh my god.
Alright. I'm gonna put it lower on the great logo though than like Death Clock and 200 Stab Wounds, to be honest. Probably right. A little bit better than Metallica. No, maybe like right on with Metallica. Or a little bit better. Because like it portrays them a little bit more than just like doing a hooky thing like the 2 letters.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like there's a little bit more effort into it than just like
Yeah.
probably like closer to Dragon Force, to be honest. But like their music, I don't think it's technically better than Dragon Force, so I'm gonna move Dragon Force up a little bit and maybe put them
Oh, look at it. Oh, nice. It looks weird.
right. Core Dragon Force. It's a new band.
Whoa.
God damn, this is hard.
Yeah. Like,
Okay, so they're probably about as good as Dragon Force, if not a little bit catchier, to be honest. But the
Well,
logo
it's
is
just
like
like-
about as good. So we'll put them like right there. God, this is getting technical.
made a new band.
I've made a new band. Woo! This is crazy. Look at all these fucking bands we have. Okay, we haven't even moved on to like the other shit. Slayer! Brown!
No. Well,
How do we feel about Slayer? I love Slayer.
also the same as Metallica. They've kept that logo.
You think? You think they're better than Metallica technically, or
You can't.
I don't know. I'm gonna.
Ooh.
So we'll leave them here till we decide.
Okay. I do like it.
Great music, bad logo. Yeah, I think the logo is just a font. Again, they just like called up a font. They're
They
like,
did-
that looks great. Like, you know,
Try too hard and they just because now it's a thing.
like somebody. Wasn't there like a tale of someone carving this into their arm?
Probably.
Yeah, the someone that like carved Slayer into their arm, and like it looked just like the logo. So I think they were gonna use it for something maybe. But
That's
it looks like a knife carving. Yeah,
Well,
it does. So that's pretty low effort, not gonna lie, on the logo.
Yeah.
But the music is better than Slipknot. It's probably as good as Metallica.
I'll give you that.
So we'll put it there.
Okay.
That's a pretty fair assessment, I would say.
Yeah.
So I want all of you to get off my back, okay? Thank you. Especially Ryan. Ryan, I see you. I see you lurking. Lurking like a lurker. Okay.
You speak Hawaiian.
Maybe I did. Despised icon. Anyone aware?
Oh.
Put a D in chat if you've heard of Despised Icon. Have you heard of Despised Icon? Fuck. Very good deathcore band.
Okay.
Saw them in the mid 2010s, early 2010s. Very good music. They're the first, or I would say second,
I would.
really heavy band we have on this, to be honest. And their logo, I think, is meh.
Yeah.
I think it's like right here on the. It's like right with Ghost.
Yeah.
It's not anything special, but the music I would say is better than Ghost. But I wouldn't say it's as good as Cradle of Filth. No, I'd say it's about as good. If you're thinking objectively genre to genre, you know what I mean?
Well,
Very easy ones. There's some that are very easy and some that are like, God, I really got to think about this. Okay, here's one that I don't think is too hard. I'm sorry for these black and gray ones. Like, you can barely see them. Like, Hymn. I love the Hymn. Fucking Heartogram. Sorry. I think it's very unique. I think it's really fun. I think
you have it tattooed on your chest.
I have it tattooed on my chest. So, but the music, I would say, is about as good as Cradle of Filth. Whoa, whoa. I hate fucking Photoshop, y'all. I shouldn't have used Photoshop. All right. Next. Ooh, this is going to be kind of a very definitive statement here. I love the CKY logo. I think it's very iconic. I think it's about where Him is. It's about right there, maybe a little less. It's a little bit better than Dragon Force's logo, but not as iconic as Him's logo.
I don't know. It's pretty iconic. I mean, you see CGY, you know it's CGY.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
true.
associated with other things.
Yeah, true. So it's about as the logo's about as powerful as the him logo, I guess we'd say. The music, I'd say, is better than him. So I think I wrote right there. Ooh, this is getting complex. Okay. 96 Bitter Beings.
Ooh.
I really don't like it as much as CKY. And I don't like that they like re-released a bunch of CKY songs as 96 Bitter Beings.
Same.
Because it's like they're still out there. You didn't take the songs, you just like re-recorded them and made them. Honestly, I don't think they're better. You know, like I think CKY's recordings are just inherently better. Now I do like the 96 Bitter Being stuff that was done outside of the frame of the CKY stuff. Like the album they came out with was really, really, really good. I just want more of that. So like as music goes, I'm gonna put it slightly. I'm gonna put it equal. Equal with CKY on as good in music. I think they're capable of as much, maybe a little less.
Yeah, there you go.
But like the logo is, I don't know. I just
It's just CGY sorry.
I just think this is a bad logo. Like it's okay. I'm gonna go worse than Slipknot. This is honestly a bad logo. It's not bad music. It's about as good as CKY, but using the same thing in that way to me, just I don't like it, man.
You're original.
It's not original. Yeah, you're just copy pasting something and hoping people go to the new feed. And I get it, but at the same time, when you're on your own and you do this new stuff, it's so much better in my opinion. So that's where it's gonna go. Controversial take. AC/DC.
You know why I don't like that logo? I mean, it's a good logo,
Yeah.
but people use it so often for other things.
Well, it's not just is it a good or bad logo. It's like how well does it hold up? You know, they've had this forever.
Yeah.
The argument could be made either way. You know what I mean? Like, is it a good logo? Is it a bad logo?
I mean, it must be like an okay logo because people use it for everything.
I'm going to go pretty middle of the ground logo. Like on the line with like Ghost and Despised Icon and AC/DC. But like, I don't know.
Their music's okay.
I'm going to go, they're pretty middle of the ground. I'm just going to put them right here in the middle.
Yeah.
AC/DC goes in the middle. Just because I don't know. I don't think their like their stuff is fun. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And I like that. But it's just not crazy. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't, for me, it's before my time, obviously. And I don't know. There's just something about it I'm not like a huge fan of, to be honest. There's like a couple songs I'll listen to that are classic. Now they're classic music, you know, it's like the music is inherently good, so I should honestly bump this up a little bit. They're better than Ghost.
Oh.
Maybe about at the same. I don't know.
Like a little down from Ghost. Just a tiny bit.
Kind of like slating into the bad logo, but not really. Still kind of hanging on to the edge. There we go. Okay, so what do we got next? Every Time I Die.
That is disgusting.
You don't like the logo?
That is so boring.
Gross. Yeah, I don't think it's great, but it's iconic, so it's kind of like...
Isn't it?
Yeah, like people see that eye and they know it's Every Time I Die. You know what I mean? They've been around for that long. So like the logo's better than AC/DC slightly, but the music is like really fucking good. Like super fucking good. Especially their last album. They went out on their last album and broke up after that tour. And everyone was super sad. And I went to that Omaha show and I was like, yeah! Why would you do this? Like 3 stops later. And like they had this whole thing where they're like, you could sing for Every Time I Die at one of our shows. And like did that for the last couple shows. And then they just stopped. And now, which brings me to my next point. This is 3 of the members of Every Time I Die without the vocalist and one of the guitarists. I think the music is pretty fucking good, but it's not like better than Every Time I Die. And I think the logo is terrible. It gives me anxiety.
You could like look at that and like Bitter Lovers, is that a thing?
Better Lovers.
I know it's just Better Lovers, but like if you like did a total tape,
yeah,
they could be Better Lovers. Is that a thing? I think they did that on purpose.
Maybe. I don't know. So like, I don't know. Oof, this is getting complex, guys. Putting a lot of effort into this. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Bad logo, bad band. For who would you say that for? Sorry.
I love this.
What?
Tony and Cameron.
Oh yeah. It's a pretty fucking iconic logo, but
everything about it is very nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
It doesn't even say Cocaine and Cameron yet.
That's just their logo.
And it doesn't need to. You know who it is. And Cocaine and Cameron has a.
Now, I will say there's an argument that can be made here. I think it's good music, don't get me wrong. So it's gonna go like boom. You know what I mean? Like I think it's as good as Deathclaw. But the logo, it could be better.
In what sense?
In the sense that it doesn't say their name.
I like it.
So like no one knows what this is unless they look it up.
It's mysterious.
Sure.
I like it.
I'm gonna go.
It's symbology.
We're gonna go here. I like them better than Metallica. I honestly do. I think they have more. Okay, we'll go a little. Yeah, you gotta let me do it. I think they're gonna go a little higher than Metallica. I don't know. The logo's good, but it's not amazing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna get this tattooed on me. Now a bunch of people have.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that's not a thing, but okay. Motorhead.
Well, they changed their stuff a lot, didn't they?
Yeah, but it's always been this font and the Armageddon Beast.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the logo. I think it's amazing, and I love the music. This is an easy placement for me.
Oh no.
I think it's objectively as good as Deathclock, if not a little better. So like that's gonna go right in the corner. I don't know where to put it. Probably right there. Whew. Getting sweaty in here. Dun 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 dun. Speed. Who's heard of Speed? Anybody heard of Speed? They're pretty good. They have this hardcore breakdown with a flute, which is kind of taken off. But I don't like the logo at all. I don't like it, man. I like the music. It's good music. I'll put it like halfway up because I haven't heard a lot from them. I've heard a couple good things. Let's see. Who we got next?
But it works well. Sure, what they do.
Sure. I'm not saying anything against it. I'm just saying, like, in my opinion, they could have such a cooler logo for what kind of band they are.
No. I think it works well.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just my opinion. I think they've had updates to it before, like small tweaks and stuff like that. But
it's like that thing, you got a good quote, people, like bad teaching.
I get it. I just think it could be cooler. You don't have to make something crazy and trippy like Cradle of Filth. I'll put it above Cradle of Filth, and as far as the good music goes, I think it's like top tier. But it's not the best logo. It could be better. It's not as bad as, like, in my opinion, as Speed or any of the other ones that are just like text. You know what I mean? And they're not like iconic. You know what I mean? Like they got to be up. And some of these are just ones that I feel like need to be updated.
Yeah.
Like Slayer, that's not a terrible logo, but dude, there's so much.
You're Slayer.
Like, I think if you're gonna make new music, which I don't know if they have the intention, but if they ever did, I think you have to make it with a new logo. Update that shit. Do something different. And Metallica, again, not a terrible logo. And it's kind of right where Clutch is. You know what I mean? They're just have a little seasoning to them, but they're nothing crazy. But the music is amazing. So it's like, just because I don't think something is great doesn't mean it isn't. These are just subjective opinions from myself. And these are all bands that I like. But I don't think when you call something good or bad, it's such a weird statement, right?
Right.
Like, I'm not saying that Speed is bad. I'm not saying, or I'm sorry, that Mayhem is a bad band or anything like that. Most of these are in the good music place. So I'm not trying to say anything's bad. I'm trying to understand why the logo hasn't updated, or why, when it did it just not work? Because sometimes you're due for an upgrade. Like Vele Valo, for him, he did his own solo shit after him broke up, and he had a play on the pentagram, and I thought or heartagram, and I thought it was really dumb. And that would have gone on here, but I couldn't find it at first, and I was like, I'm streaming, whatever. But that would probably go down where 96 Bitter Beings is for me, because I hate when people retread shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up a local band now that I fucking really like.
Okay.
Called Iced Earth. These guys are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen of them, they look crazy. They sound crazy. I love their shit. I really like the logo. I think it's up worth 200 stab wounds. I'm probably going to put it about right here.
Thanks.
It's a good even pulse between pretty good logo and pretty good music. I haven't heard too much from them, but what I've heard I really like. So I'm going to put them right there. All right. Just my opinion. Falling in reverse. I think their music objectively is solid.
Okay.
It's like performed really well. They're professional musicians that know what they're doing. Ronnie's a really good singer. I think they're capable of a lot. They're showing people that they can do all these genres and all this different stuff. It's not my favorite music. But I think the logo is just like, I don't know. It looks like you're trying to look like the heartagram over here.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's too reminiscent of other people's stuff, and it's just 2 R's, I think, or 2 F. I can't even tell.
It's angry face.
Yeah, it's just like angry star face. I don't like it. So I'm gonna put them in objectively good, but okay, maybe like about where Ghost is. You know what I mean? Maybe a little better. But I think their logo is terrible. Okay, what do we got next? We're almost through all of these, guys. So thank you for hanging out with me. It's been an hour. Holy shit. This has taken me so long. So fucking long. Ryan doesn't like their music.
Cool.
Well, Ryan, you do you, bud. Let's see. Gojira. Let me ask you first, chat and wife. What do you guys think when you think Gojira's logo? Do you like it? Is it too simplistic?
I think it feels well for like what they do. You know, it's good music. It's dirty, and I like that.
Music is objectively amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like just it is. If you like metal, heavy stuff, complex stuff,
Yeah,
it's up there. I think it's iconic. I think it's a really good. Right about here.
Yes.
See, where you're not going to be able to read them very well is where the good shit is. Like, if you haven't been able to tell. Dropkick Murphys.
Unfair.
Why?
Because it's just they're like an Irish.
Well, what? Okay, let me ask you this. What do you think is going to be unfair about it? What are you assuming right now?
Well, I'm not assuming anything. It's just like it's an Irish band,
Yeah.
so they have like an Irish kind of following.
Yeah.
So you can't just say it's following. It's like they're
Okay. Well,
I mean, it's a little different.
I wasn't gonna say that actually. I know that's kind of been the rule so far. Is that like just doing a font is kind of lame, but I think it fits who they are perfectly. The music is really fucking good. It's probably one of the best bands on this thing right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, I think they're technically sound. What they do is perfect. And they hit that mark so well. Where other bands in a genre don't have the success that they have. So, we're going to put... What are you doing? Come on. Come on. There we go. We're going to put Flogging Molly up here with...
That is Dropkick Murphy.
Sorry, why did it say Flogging Fail. Okay. Good music. It's not as good as like Metallica though.
Yes.
You know? It's probably at... Okay, I'll put... I don't know, man.
No, that's good right there.
Right here, but the music... It's probably a better logo for Metallica than that though. You know, it's like it's a pretty good logo. So we're going to go...
Yes.
Boom. The Dropkick CKY. It's getting pretty confusing in this motherfucker. What? Why are you assuming things for you? I don't know I'm going to say it. Oh my God. Okay. Well, this is like the basic one. They have the X with the thing. They have a couple others, but this is the basic Static X logo. I like it. I love the music and I really like it. So it's going to go... I think it fits that new metal. You know, that's... Let me, like, explain myself here. I'm not just saying, I like this, I like this. Static X is a new metal, industrial, evil disco band. And they fit so well in that pocket. I think this is the perfect representation of the band when you're just seeing it on, like, a flyer. You know what I mean? This is a good, like... You can kind of see that, and then you hear it, and you're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. It's not this crazy metal thing where it's got to have, like, tendrils coming out of the words, or, like, some hardcore thing where it's all tough looking. Or it's not just... It is text, but I feel like it has held up so much better than like, Slipknot's. You know what I'm saying? It's... Although it's more middle of the road, so... We'll put it with Cradle of Filth as far as where as good a logo it is. And then good music. Cool. Scat-da-da-da-da-da-dow. Gorgatron. Really good music.
Well, that's...
They have a new album that just came out, Satian's Revoked. We're gonna make Gorgatron bright green. Really fucking cool. I think this is like easy to read. It stands out. You'll remember it. Really, really fucking good. We're gonna go right up here with the Gorgatron. Gorgatron, fucking great. It's like I gotta fucking readjust all this shit. It's just throwing stuff in the corner.
Yeah, you're like, everything's good.
Oceano. I think the music's pretty good. They've had some really, really good hits. I think overall, like when you look at the discography, there's times where I just fade in and out. Like it blurs together a little bit. Their new stuff though, the new stuff that just came out, like the 2 singles that just came out from their new album dropping this year, really fucking good. So good logo, I don't know. But it just doesn't stand out to me enough. So I'm going to put this down here, but really, really good. We're going to look something up here. I think this is a lot better. This is their new logo. Hold on. Stupid computer. It's simple. It's not really a big deal. It's just a crescent moon for the O. So I'm going to put this right up here.
It's like a bad symbol.
I think it's way better and a huge improvement. So I love that from Oceana. Creed!
Gosh.
We're doing Creed, motherfuckers. Hold me down. I'm 16 Terrible logo. Terrible. It looks like a belt buckle. It looks like a belt buckle you buy from the buckle at the mall.
It probably is.
It's really middle of the road, but like they have less hits than AC/DC, but they're just middle of the road, and the logo is like.
But if you didn't belt it out at least once a week, then
I feel like they could have such a better logo. Middle of the ground. It's not great. Don't get me wrong. If you listen to a whole Creed album, you'll be bored. I'm not lying. This is a hot take. I know they're like really hot right now, and like everyone loves Creed, but think about it. They've got a handful of good songs. The rest are just decent, and there's a handful of them are like the ones that you really, really, really like, and you're like, you know, like people love that shit. They love geeking out on it. Okay, but. Or Can You Take Me Higher? Yeah, worst logo ever. Great music. I'd say pretty middle of the road music. It's not great. Maybe a little bit better than middle of the road. We'll go that way. So like about where AC/DC is. Maybe a little lower.
They're both like a little dad rocky.
Yeah, they're a little dad rocky. And that's just, again, these are just my opinions. This is not the opinion of the podcast. Dustin's opinions have nothing to do with what this is. This is 100% Lucian time. So, there. That's where Creed goes. Hold me now. God damn it, I ruined it again. Alright, Black Sabbath. Amazing music. I don't like the logo.
What?
I don't know. Just weird. I don't like it. No, actually, you know, I'd probably put them at the same. That's about where Dragon Force is, you know?
I mean, it does kind of look a little childish for what they
Right.
do as like a band. We'll give you that.
Black Sabbath goes right about. I don't know. I'll go very middle of the road with them.
Yeah.
But they're great music. Sorry for this chart being so unreadable by the end of it. And I think that's all we're going to do today, guys. That's kind of where I think about a lot of bands and what their logos are. These are mostly bands that I like. There's only one band that I think wasn't, two bands that I don't consider to be above the average for music. Most of these, and that's just my personal opinion. Everything else I really like. As you can tell, there's this huge clusterfuck, whatever this is going on in the corner here. Yeah, so much stuff going on. Hold on. Woo. We got Gojira, we got Motorhead, we got Deathclock, we got Gorgatron, we got Oceano, we got Dropkick Murphys, we got CKY, Him, 200 Stab Wounds, Dragon Force, Gwar, Cody and Cambria, Clutch, Metallica, Cradle of Filth, and Every Time I Die, Static X. Those are all the bands that we thought had really, really, really good logos. The ones that we didn't think had good logos or needed to update their logos. Slayer, Slayer, Better Lovers, Creed, Falling in Reverse, Speed, 96 Bitter Beings, Tech Nine, Slipknot, Oceano. Those are the ones I feel like they need to update them, man. Like that, they could have such better logos now than what they had before. And again, this is all just personal opinion. AC/DC, Ghost, Despised Icon, Black Sabbath, all good music, just very middle of the ground kind of logos. I think they could have so much better logos than what they have now. I think they need to go in and think, what's this new phase of music that we're going to do if we are? Obviously, some of these aren't. But if they are, rebrand. I think some of these logos haven't held up too well. I think some of them have held up immensely. We'll show you the graph one more time before we get out of here. Some pretty good results here. Obviously, I think the best logos are Gorgatron, 200 Stab Wounds, Deathclock, Gojira, and Motorhead. Those are kind of the best iconic logos, in my opinion, out of this list. Now, there are some that are even better than the ones we have here. And there are some that are a lot worse. But this was kind of a good representation of ones that I like. I wanted to keep this mostly positive. You know what I mean? We don't ever want to be like those guys that are just bagging on people we don't like. But we want to obviously give our opinion and then the objective scenario. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to do a little bit more of these videos. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe, hit the bell. We want to see you again. Come to our Discord, discord.gg/Metal Massacre. If you're in Twitch right now, hit !Discord to join. And if you want to support the show, patreon.com/Metal Massacre is where you can see everything early that we do. All our episodes are up early, or they reveal at least a week early on Patreon. But yeah, look forward to more stuff on the YouTube, guys. I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Have a good day. We'll talk to you later.
Abend. 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 Left. Reddit. E. And. Well.